John Cena is gonna ruin wrestling forever. Let's talk about it. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Piledrivers Podcast. I'm Montana.
I'm Coleman/Ochre.
Your boy Stiff.
And guys, we are very excited. We are talking about last night's episode of Raw that debuted in Glasgow. We're super excited. All in all, it was a pretty great episode in my books, but if you guys are interested in any part of the episode, timestamps will be below. So guys, let's jump right into it. We open the episode with another John Cena, Cody Rhodes promo. All in all, give me your thoughts.
Go ahead, Stiff.
Overall, I give the promo itself probably about 9 out of 10 for sure. It's kind of the same thing. He just came back out again this week and just ripping the crowd, ripping the fans again. Getting a little more deeper into what the reasons why he's laying into the fans the way he is. Brings up the spinner belt that we brought it up as a toy, that we don't appreciate what he's gave to us. And says that he's winning WrestleMania and that he's leaving WrestleMania as the only champ. And that we're going to have to create another toy belt because he's leaving with it. It was cool. I liked it. And then Cody comes out. It was good promo from Cody. I just didn't feel like we needed it, honestly. I would have liked another conversation between them, but I don't think we're gonna get that probably until we're a lot closer to WrestleMania. We do have another face-off next week. Maybe we have another chance at it, but I doubt it. But overall, my thoughts on it was really good. It's just another build-up promo for me. I'm just getting more and more excited about the match. Just hope that eventually here pretty soon we get some communication between both of them, some back and forth. So John, I need Cena to lay into this guy a little bit for me to get more excited about it. But yeah, it was pretty good. Not too bad.
Coleman, your thoughts?
Pretty much same as Stiff. Cena cut a really good heel promo with the crowd, and pretty similar to the one from last week. Just dissing the crowd, insulting the crowd. Like Stiff brought up, he brought up the spinner belt and how that was kind of like his turning point, where he this belt that he brought out that everyone insulted and said it's pretty much a toy, it's disrespectful, it dishonors tradition and stuff. And Cena was like, if that's how you guys feel, I'm gonna win at WrestleMania. I'm gonna bring back the spinner belt and pretty much screw your tradition, and all that. And I'm taking the belt. I'm retiring with the belt, and then I'm going to be the final true champion of WWE, because whoever gets the belt after me or the title after me, like he was saying, it's going to have to be a new title. They're going to have to, get someone else to win the belt in like some type of tournament or something once he leaves, but he's going to be the last true champion. So I like that direction he took. And obviously, you talk about how he's going to ruin wrestling for everybody. He's going to, I think this promo was even better from Cena than last week. I like how, he brought up the spinner belt, and I just think the whole, like, I'm going to ruin wrestling thing was like pretty cool. And I like the route he went with it. Cody coming out, I love Cody to death. But kind of my same issue. It's just he comes out the end, gives his spiel, and look, I get Cody's the face and all this, but the crowd pandering, I get it. I understand. He's obviously he's the face of this whole feud. He's the people's champion, and Cena's turning against people. I get they're going that route, but it gets to a point, as they say, and it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like Cody's kissing a little too much ass. I feel like with the crowd pandering and all that, and I think he needs to cool that down a bit. I would like to see a little bit more intensity, and because I've had time to think about the last segment that they did in Glasgow or wherever it was. Where Cody comes out and he's giving everyone high fives and stuff like that, and it's like Cody's character just got done getting his ass beat by Travis Scott, Cena getting low blowed by Cena, getting beat up with the belt by The Rock, all this stuff. I feel like there needs to be a little more intensity with Cody. There needs to be more like pissed off aggression, like, hey, dude, you embarrassed me in front of the entire world. You took my title and lifted it up above me and threw it on my unconscious body. You took my watch and punched me in the face with it. You low blowed me in front of everybody. You betrayed me. So anyway, I think, and I'm not trying to diss on the segment. I enjoyed the segment. I enjoyed Cody's part and everything, but there needs to be more intensity with this feud here. There needs to be some back and forth here. There needs to be more from Cena responding to Cody. And there's a lot we're missing from this rivalry too. Like, yes, Cena has kind of discussed his motive for the heel turn, but why siding with The Rock? Like, why? When is that going to play a part in all this? Like, I feel like Rock should be coming out with Cena. I feel like they should be some type of alliance at this point. Cena should kind of be, Rock's new, person and to take the helm or whatever. Even though he's an older guy, he tried to get Cody to be his champion and stuff. He turned it down. So Rock, took advantage of Cena's anger against the crowd and frustration with the fans and said, hey, look, you can be my new champion, even though you're kind of older and you're on your way out. Like, we had our feud, we have our rivalry. If Cody turns down my offer, like, you can be the champion. And I feel like that's something that they could have, that could have been playing a part this whole time, you know what I mean? Of Cena talking about that and having Rock out there talking about that, and kind of having both of those factors as like motive for Cena's heel turn and stuff. But I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity, and it's kind of, we haven't been getting that. So again, I like the segment. Overall, I give the segment about 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy it. Cena's heel work is great on the microphone, but when it comes to the writing of the story and like the rivalry between Cody and Cena, I just feel like it could be a little bit better. I think Rock needs to be more involved. I think they need to talk about that aspect more, and there needs to be back and forth desperately. Like, there needs to be more heat going on, like backstage brawl, Cena's, sneak attacking Cody or something like that. Like, I wish they would have done that instead. Like, Cena being pissed off after the last segment when Cody was talking about, I want to see the real Cena, and, called them the B word or whatever. It would have been nice to see, Cody's about to come out, cut another promo, and boom, Cena. I feel like that would have been better. Like, get some heat going in this rivalry, something, But just having Cena go out there and cut a promo, Cody comes out again, panders to the crowd, and then Cena just doesn't really say anything and walks off. Like, it's not really helping the rivalry grow. So there's my thoughts on that. Montana, what do you think?
For sure. So don't want to be redundant. Don't want to talk about everything everybody's already talked about. We've agreed. Even last week with we need a little bit more confrontation, a little bit of back and forth. I agree 100%. Maybe bringing out The Rock, I think would be pretty sweet as well. I like the fact that he knows he, like I said last week, he's eating it up. He loves this heel turn. Okay, he fed into the crowd's energy. Let's go Cena. Fuck you, Cena. Cena sucks. He's feeding into it, and then he goes into that rhythmic, I gave you this, and this is what you gave me in return. I became more vanilla. You said I was bland. I do this, and you say what? And dude, it was perfect. Okay, like we said, John Cena's mic skills are immaculate. He's absolutely eating this heel turn, and I can't wait to see what the next couple weeks hold, building up to WrestleMania. But we got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. So there's so much more. Let's talk about
one more thing.
One more thing.
I want to get you guys' opinion on this. How awesome or funny was it that he brought up the kid from last week?
Okay, so
and he made it a point to make it seem like everybody's taking their making it a whole funny thing about the kid being a meme and stuff.
Yeah, like he personally attacked the kid, right? And then now he's like y'all are making fun of the kid. Y'all are memeing him. WWE reposted it. Dude, it's like,
Hilarious.
Cena, what are we doing at this point? Okay, that kid's no older than 10. He doesn't know better, and how dare you? I love like the announcers and all that. They're like, what's going on here? Like, that's all you hear in the background. Like, what's he doing? It's just it's perfect. Okay, and Pat McAfee, I love Pat McAfee. I I don't know. I mean, it's great. I think the bringing up of the kid is spot on. I think it's great work.
Hilarious to me.
Cole.
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, the angle that Cena took on that was pretty smart, being, like, yeah, he's obviously the one that is dissed the kid, but, he's turning it back on the crowd, being like, hey, you guys are the one that turned him into a meme. Like, you guys are the one, using him to laugh at and stuff like that. Like, you guys are the bad guys. So, like I said, the mic work from Cena and Cody has been good. It's just, it could be so much better. And we're so close to WrestleMania, and Cena does not have a lot of TV appearances left at all, just total, until his retirement. I think there needs to be more being done here. Like I said, I think Rock needs to be a part of all this. I think Rock needs to be coming out there with Cena. I think that's an angle that they've missed out on. Like, they haven't really talked about, and I wish they would have. Why did Cena do this with Rock, specifically, all this, like, they just haven't really talked about it. And so, and I don't know. I think of like the big, what they usually do when like they're really trying to build up a big, like, heated feud, like what they've been doing with like Seth and Roman and Punk, whichever Monday Night Raw it was, when, all the security comes in and trying to break them up, and then they break out from security and they're punching each other in the face and they're fighting over the ring, and the crowd should let them fight. Like, I think it needs to be like that level, like, heated feud rivalry. Like, I hate you, Cena. Like, you turn your back on the people, you turn your back on me, and now you're trying to destroy the WWE. You're trying to take the title and run away with it and destroy this company you built. Like, and then Cena coming from the other end, like, I hate you. You're the people's champion. You remind me of my younger self, of what I tried to be or whatever. And now I'm with The Rock, and we're gonna destroy you, Cody. Blah blah blah. I wish it was just that intense of a feud. I mean, just like I said, have some backstage stuff going on, beating each other's ass backstage. Like, there's just more that should be done with this rivalry. And going into WrestleMania, I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit underwhelming, the rivalry. I've enjoyed it so far. Don't get me wrong. I love the Cena heel turn, everything, but it could be better.
Okay, so let's jump into the next segment of the episode, which was Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso tag team. I don't know. I don't know that much about wrestling. I just know that's what they do. Okay. And then you got the A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory tag team. All in all, I mean, I think it was an all right match. Like I said, I don't know much about like both tag teams, but I mean, I personally enjoyed it. I rated it a 7 out of 10 on my behalf. So
Yeah, it would have been a good match if it wasn't a build-up match for Jay and Gunther. I did. Knowing what they're building up to, it was a bad match for me. If it was just a normal match they have on a Raw, like, that would have been a really good match, because it had a lot of good back and forth, good finish. Basically a reuniting of brothers too. They haven't tagged in over, well, it's been a while already. Last time was them two versus Roman and Solo. So it's been a while. It was a good match. Like I said, if it was just a regular match on Raw, but it's a build-up match for Jay and Gunther. So I just feel like it wasn't what I wanted from that. Plus, I don't think Jay being someone going after the World Heavyweight Championship right now shouldn't be doing tag team matches for a build-up. But that's just me personally. Like I said, it was a good match if it was just a regular match on Raw. But yeah, and then the aftermath of that, I guess you could say, with Gunther coming out and beating them both up, Jay and Jimmy, and then them leaning into the botch angle from last week was kind of a weak thing. I don't like that angle at all. They have two angles they can go with it. They're going with either the botch angle or they're going with the Jimmy being involved now. I think they should just lean 100% into Jimmy being involved with the feud. Because if they do this whole botch angle thing, I think it's just the thing. It's just something that I don't like and I wouldn't want to see in wrestling. Because like I feel like if they do it once and it somewhat succeeds, they're gonna try to do it again eventually. And I don't want to see that. So, but I do 100% believe that they should just lean into Jimmy angle, him being involved somehow. Um, I believe for me to get more involved into this feud against them, Gunther needs to do something to Jimmy that's unspeakable and makes Jay just break out in hatred. Last time I seen it was Batista doing it to Ric Flair. I don't know if you guys ever seen that, but he was sending a video out to Triple H because he wanted to fight him at WrestleMania, and it was Batista basically damn near killing Ric Flair in a locker room and showing him this is I need you this match with you at WrestleMania or I'm gonna keep doing the people you love. I would love to see Gunther do that with Jimmy and have maybe Jay's out in the ring and then Gunther appears on the jumbotron and then he's in like a locker room and then he just drags a bloody beaten Jimmy out. And then he's like, "Oh, see, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what you wanted. This is why you shouldn't be in a feud with me." And then I would love to see Jay get really mad, angry, turn into something we haven't seen. This loving yeet guy is cool until we need him to be in a big feud. And I believe that that would turn this whole thing around, and I would love it. But I do not believe that they're gonna go that way. So I I'm less than 50% hype about this match in general between Jay and Gunther. But yeah, the match, like I said, was a cool match. If it was just on Raw, but it's a build up match. I didn't really care for it.
Yeah, I could definitely see Gunther going after Jimmy in some kind of way, especially after the slap. You know, it's like, oh, you're gonna disrespect me. There's gonna be you're gonna face repercussions essentially. So Coleman,
He
your
has a
thoughts?
match next. They have a match next week, so we'll see then.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, sweet. Look at there, Coleman, thoughts?
Yeah. Again, I pretty much agree with Stith. So here's my thing, and this is probably where I'm gonna get some flack, some heat, if you will, from maybe the viewers or whatever. But I know there's a growing number of us. I'm not the biggest Jay fan. Okay, I'm just, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a hater or anything like that. I'm not a Jay hater. But I'm not the biggest fan of Jay. I totally get and 100%, and I'm behind 100% the company pushing him like they have because he obviously is very, very over with the crowd. I'm sure his merch sales are up there. So like, I totally get 100% why the WWE is pushing him like they have, and giving him this single talent kind of run or whatever. Was get some of these titles and stuff, and this match with Gunther. So I get it. I get 100%. As a company, it makes sense to push Jay. Like it does. They wouldn't be pushed in the way he does if he wasn't making the money and going over well as a face. Obviously, he has. Like the crowd loves the theme music and the whole Yeet stuff. Like it's very over with the crowd. So I get it. But here's the thing, and I like Jay. I like. I remember when Jay did his stuff with the Bloodline storyline and Sami Zayn. Like I mean, I think that's what really got Jay over. Is that whole storyline, and Jay's acting is like when he's locked in is very good. And I think about when Sammy turned against the Bloodline and he refused to hit Kevin Owens with the steel chair, and he hit Roman Reigns with a steel chair. And I remember that part of the set. I think it was Royal Rumble, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And and Sammy just slowly turns towards Jay, and they have this whole, kind of heated back and forth where Jay didn't really like Sammy, and Sammy was trying to, win Jay's trust or whatever. And then by the end of this, they become friends. But now he's turning against the Bloodline, and he's turning against Roman, and Jay's just in there, just what the hell are you doing, man? Like, why are you doing this? Blah blah blah. Like, like Jay can be a great actor, honestly. Like the way he expresses emotions and stuff like that. Like, so I do like Jay, and Jay and Jimmy put on great matches and stuff as a tag team. But I think Jay is struggling with telling a story as a singles competitor in the ring. I think he's having some difficulty there. I think like this match, I didn't hate this match at all, but like it felt kind of sloppy to me. And I get it. It's just a tag team match, like we were saying, build up for, the Gunther match and all that. But I don't know, just to me, I think Jay's moveset is kind of limited. Just, super kick and his spear to me is kind of sloppy sometimes. And it just feels like lately, like just a lot of he's been kind of botching a lot lately. And I know now they're trying to like kind of incorporate that into the storyline, like, oh, it's just the pressure of the match is getting to him. But like on a real level, like not kayfabe, like you can tell, he's not the best in ring performer, which is fine. Like, he has his strengths and stuff like that. But if you're gonna be, this big champion or whatever, like one of the big stars of the company, like there comes a certain extent where it's like, yeah, you don't have to have the biggest move set or anything like that, but you got to be able to go in the ring and tell a good story and have good matches and stuff. And it can't just be, spamming a super kick for 15 minutes, sloppy spear, and, maybe like a frog splash or something. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to have good matches. And I'm worried that, there's a growing number of people kind of seeing this, and I'm worried that Jay's going to lose some of that, some of that momentum he's got, if he continues to have these kind of sloppy matches. So I hope Jay improves in that area. But yeah, I'm not, it's kind of a shame. I really like Gunther. I think he's a great in-ring performer. He's been a great champion. But this rivalry, I mean, a tag team match against Austin Theory and then that other guy, I'm no offense, I just can't remember his name at the moment. For a world title match at WrestleMania, like, it just seems kind of weak to me. Again, it's like what I said about the Cody Cena thing. There needs to be some real heat going on. There needs to be some real investment, like, and they tried to do it with that backstage segment, and I just thought it was kind of corny, in my opinion. Jimmy just kind of they're sitting on the staircase, and it's like, come on, man, where's the real Jay? Blah 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 blah. Like this ain't, I need the Jay from Royal Rumble. I need the real Jay back, blah, blah, blah. And like, they're trying to do this whole like underdog angle, like he's going to rise to the occasion. And I just don't know. Like, to me, it just does not feel like a very good angle. And I'm just not really buying it at this point. So just not a big fan. I give this match plus the backstage segment that they did probably like a 5 out of 10.
Okay. All right. So then transitioning from that, we get a promo video for El Grande Americano. So, listen, is that somebody new? Like, okay, like people are theorizing that it's like this one guy. I can't think of it. Chad Gable, is that what his name is?
Yeah, Gable.
Gable, okay.
Yeah, Gable.
So, but like, I just thought it was so funny, and I don't know if this is like the first time we're hearing of this guy, but the Gulf of America like insert, that shit's so funny. That's just so funny to me. Dude, he's like raining out of the
Hilarious.
Gulf of America. I'm like, oh god. So not only now do we have this guy, now we got political jokes inside it now too. So that's really all I want to talk about on that. I don't know if you guys want to talk about the promo video that they had for El Grande Americano at all.
It was hilarious to me.
It's just a funny little transition. Okay.
Yeah.
So then we transition to Raquel and Lyra. Yeah. All in all, that match entirely just reminded me of like old school Mortal Kombat. Did you guys play Mortal Kombat at all? Like, you had this really short character versus like Goro, I think his name was, tall, 4-armed monster, and you come out and you got to beat him. So that's kind of, I think it was a great match. I think Liv Morgan, I don't really see the huge like Liv Morgan hype. I think like is she good looking? Yeah, of course, but she's kind of annoying. I just want to put that out there. Like this whole Dominique Mysterio and Liv Morgan relationship thing, it's overdrawn. It's super annoying at this point. And I definitely enjoyed Lyra's presence in the match. I think she did great. All in all, I gave that one an 8 out of 10 on my books. What are your guys' thoughts?
Go ahead, Cole.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it was a good match. I don't really have much thoughts on it. Big fan of Dom and the live thing. I think it's really good. I think Dom is by far one of the top talents in that company, and I really look forward to the day when he gets to have his big like heel push. And I think here soon Dom really needs to start playing a part in some like these main event storylines and stuff, and like get a title, like a legit title run. And so far, I'm hearing too like rumors of Finn Balor versus Dom, versus gosh, I can't remember his name. Braun Breaker, is that his name?
Yeah,
Am I
Braun
getting
Breaker.
that?
Yeah. Ron
And
Breaker.
then that new gosh, I'm super sorry. I'm bad with names. He just came to the company. He was the main event last night.
Penta.
Yeah.
Yeah, Penta.
So I'm hearing it's going to be like, I guess, like a fatal four-way type deal for the IC title, because they're kind of planting seeds with like Balor getting more frustrated with Dom and stuff like that. So hopefully we can maybe see Dom win the title here soon. Get that IC title and get a heel title run with Liv, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, big fan of Dom and all that. But yeah, the match was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good match. I liked it. Lyra is amazing. She doesn't get enough, I don't think, respect in the ring as she should. But she's awesome. Raquel's cool. She knows what she's doing at least. She knew how to work with Lyra in the ring. It was a good match.
Yeah.
Liv, I love Liv Morgan. There's a it's more of a of being a heel with her. She has this like presence of like you want to shut her up, but you can't, and that's what makes her so good. Um, so yeah, I love that. I've heard, I don't know for sure, that they're trying to make it a Lyra, Bailey, and Liv triple threat for the IC title. Here, maybe, I don't know yet, but yeah, because Bailey came out and saved her when Lyra was getting jumped by Raquel and Liv. So
Yep.
maybe that's something we see in the future. I kind of hope for that actually, because that's two real big faces in the company with Bailey and Liv, and then that'd be awesome just to see Lyra in there with them too. That'd be a good match just to see. But overall, it was a good like middle of Raw match.
For sure. So then what we transitioned after that, we transitioned to I believe it was Bianca Belair. Is it Io? Is I can't yeah,
Io
Io,
Sky.
Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. So what are our thoughts on that? I mean, I hate to be this guy, and I'm gonna sound kind of like a simp here. I don't care. Rhea Ripley, she wants if she wants some of money, she can have some of money. You know what I mean? All right, look, look, I'm not capping here. Okay, so I didn't get to
Hey,
I didn't get to watch.
live your life, man.
I know, man. I didn't get to watch last week, so I guess last week she came out on stage and like forced her name on the contract and all that, and then that panned in this week with Adam Pearce and all that. So what are our thoughts with Bianca Belair being the guest referee for next week for Io Sky and Rhea Ripley's chance to at WrestleMania?
I think it's short and simple for me. I hate what they're doing right now with it, and I think honestly, this is where I would have preferred them to do the non um, logical way out and just been like, all right, Rhea, you're in the fatal. There's a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I would have rather had that than them to go through all this stuff. Now there's another title match next week, and then Bianca's the special guest referee. I don't know if they're maybe just trying to fill in some gaps that they haven't filled in with some matches for these coming weeks. But I just feel like it's just a waste of time, honestly, with this whole situation. Yeah, like I said, I would have just I would rather have them just like take the non-logical way out and just be like, all right, Rhea, you're in.
Yeah.
That's it. There's your WrestleMania match. And that's it. I mean, I just wasn't. I'm not the biggest fan of what they're doing right now.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I wasn't a big fan of the segment at all, really. I just felt kind of cheesy. Just felt with what's his name going out there and trying to yell at the Rhea and all that. I love Rhea for sure. Rhea is she's up there. And
For the record, agreed.
I think Monty put it out there for y'all.
Yeah, I laid it out there. I speak for all of us here at Piledriver Podcast.
Rhea's fine for sure, but she's on a more serious note. Like she's legit. I mean, she's sure. A big star, like for sure. I mean, like to me, she's like this generation's Lita, kind of, if that makes sense. Like I feel like she's just kind of has a similar vibe, but like just great in-ring performer. She has massive aura for sure. And she's very over with the crowd. The fans love her and like very invested with her, especially when she did her thing with Dom and all that. Like, great character work from her. Anyway, so but yeah, I just thought the segment was kind of cheesy, and I thought their whole thing that they're doing, where it's like their little wrestling thing they did at the end, felt kind of like way too. I'm not a big fan with when wrestling feels a little too choreographed. Like, yes, I understand it's wrestling, but like when they're doing like, oh, they're tossing what's her name up. I'm sorry, I forgot her name, but her name up, and then she's like doing her Karanas, and then Bianca Belair's getting thrown out the ring, and then Rhea's getting thrown out the ring, and then Bianca Belair comes back in the ring. Like, I don't know, like it just felt kind of cheesy to me. Again, it's like how does this build up the rivalry? How does this build up the feud for the title match?
Right.
for this match, like what is going on? Like, is what's going on in this ring right now on TV? Like, is this building up and selling the match? Like, are people going to watch that and be like, gosh, I have to see this match. Like, I have to see what, when this, whatever happens next week on Raw or WrestleMania. Like, I just, what I mean? Like, I feel like they're being a little lazy when it comes to this build up. Maybe because of, they know they've got such a big main event with, Cena and Cody and, obviously Punk and Roman and Seth. But, still, I would like to see, these, the talent get a little bit more, I don't know, get a little more opportunity with a better storyline here, to really sell their feud. Excuse me, sorry. And actually, be able to tell a story. But anyway, that's just my thought. I wasn't a big fan of the segment personally.
Yeah, it definitely felt like, to me at least, it just felt like a filler piece. Like, let's find a way to just stuff 15 more minutes into this episode. Bring out these three, and we're just gonna toss them around ring, and then you guys are gonna fight. You guys are gonna wrestle next week, and yeah, that's it. And then of course, then we go backstage.
Don't get me wrong though. That match, if it was them three at WrestleMania, would be amazing. Great. That would headline WrestleMania Night 1. I guarantee it. They're three of the best performers in the women's division. So that's just the build up, isn't there?
Yeah. But then we cut backstage with Adam Pearce, and Bianca Belair's like, I don't know how to referee. What do you want? What are you doing out of me? Why? And then what happened? What happens? The New Day comes in and demands a change. And Adam Pearce is like, no, my blood pressure's high. Give me a bottle of water. Dude, okay, I'm tired of this filler content, damn it. Okay, I'm tired of it. Give me some good action. Okay, so then we get, is it Dragon Lee?
Yeah.
Dragon Lee and El Grande Americano, Chad Gable. Huh? Is that what we're all thinking?
Man, that's not Chad Gable.
Oh,
that's not Chad Gable.
Really? I don't know who Chad Gable is. That's what everybody on TikTok. So I've watched a lot of TikToks here over the last couple days, and let me tell you right now, everybody's like, "This guy's Chad Gable," and here's why. So I'm on the conspiracy side of it.
I hate the slander, man. It's not Chad Gable.
Should we give our piece on who we think this guy is?
It's gotta be Chad, right? Like, I just started kind of
Joe,
watching Raw again. I feel dumb. Like, I feel like it's obviously Chad, but is there a chance it's not Chad?
is it Joe Hendry? Is that his name? It's like, say it.
No.
Is it not that guy? Are we sure it's not that guy?
I mean, I know Michael Cole even accidentally called him Chad at one point, so
He
it's like
did. He did call him. Yeah.
So if I'm 100% not BSing with you guys, it's obviously Chad Gable. I
Okay.
do think that one of these matches though they're gonna do like some crazy match or whatever, and that he's gonna have someone fill in for him, and they're gonna pull the
Oh,
mask off and be like, "See, I see it hasn't been me this whole
or
time."
or
But
hang on, it could be. Hang on. Here we go again. We're going down this rabbit hole of what could happen. What if the start of the match it's Chad Gable, right? Lights go out, and then another guy cuts in last second. They take the mask off just long enough for nobody to really kind of catch it. They take the mask off, and it's just some random Joe off the street. We're like, see, look, it was never really Chad Gable. It was Billy Bob from fucking Thackerville, Oklahoma. No, it wasn't. That guy that guy's ghostly pale, and he's not shredded at all. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening. Just kind of we're gonna throw this character in. But I think all in all, that was a great match. That was a really good match. Definitely kind of a cheap way to go out. Ripping the mask off of Dragon Lee and I have to tap out because luchador tradition. Not showing your face and all that. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I think all in all, that was probably the best match in my opinion of the night. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I definitely think Penta and Braun Breaker. I think that was a really good match. We'll talk about that obviously here in a little bit. But yeah, what's your guys' thoughts?
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic match, great match. I mean, Gable is this generation's Kurt Angle without a doubt, for sure. He's a fantastic in-ring worker. He's a beast athlete. And he's just kind of, for obvious reasons, he even kind of looks like young Kurt a little bit, and some of like just his build and everything like that. But yeah, great match. I'm going to sound like such a hater because I know I keep criticizing stuff, but gosh, I just think Chad deserves a lot better. It's fun, it's goofy. Like the whole, from the Gulf of America was hilarious, like all that. But gosh, like I was saying, like this, like I just feel like you're kind of wasting Gable, you know. And I get it, Kurt. He did the goofy stuff too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Kurt was in a lot of really goofy storylines back in the day when he was in his prime. But you got, but still, like he had multiple like really good storylines, won lots of world titles. Gable's been in the company for a decent bit now, and it's like I just feel like they're really underusing him. Like I feel like Gable deserves to be, I would just like to see Gable in like a legit serious storyline. Like, we all know Kurt Angle, famously known as, I don't know if you people like this, but Perk Angle. When he was just kind of going crazy, uh, you know, especially TNA Kurt Angle with the mouthpiece, and he's doing flips off the stage and stuff and backflips off the. I'm not saying I want to see Gable do that, but like Kurt just had that intensity about him. You know what I mean? Where he's just screaming in the camera and stuff like that, like undoing the straps, losing it, like. Kurt, even though, like I said, he had his goofiness, like he still had that aura. Perk Angle had that aura about him, and I think Gable could easily have that. Without copying Kurt, like I think Gable could come in with that same level of intensity in these storylines and stuff. Having 5-star matches and main events and stuff. On Raw, on pay-per-views or whatever. Like I think Gable's ready if they would just give him the opportunity to just be taken seriously and try to present himself seriously as like just a beast athlete who's ready to take the title. I think he's ready for that personally. Does he have necessarily the same aura as Kurt? Maybe not, but I think he could. I really do think he's this generation's Kurt Angle when it comes to his in-ring work and athleticism, and I just feel like they're kind of wasting him a bit. But on a positive note, I really enjoyed this match. It was a great match.
For sure.
Yeah, the match was dope. 100% agree with what Cole said though. Is I think they're wasting his talent for sure. I do think you just need to throw him in there with some bigger names, honestly, if we're being completely honest. I mean, he got all the way up to what, Sami Zayn? But a match with him and Braun Breaker would be amazing. Match with him and Jacob Fatu would be amazing. If you can get some guys like that in there, I mean, he could put on just some instant classic. He just, like he said, like Cole said, like this generation's Kurt Angle. 100% agree with it. Yeah, it's wasted talent basically. But the match itself was amazing. Like you said, I think it is the best match on this Raw, hands down. Like the spots were amazing, where he did a belly suplex off the side of the ring onto the mat was amazing. They always tease that a lot, but it never happens. And then this time they actually did it, and it looked like it hurt a lot.
Yeah.
That was dope. They had just a bunch of spots in this match where I was like, man, they're really good technical wrestling when it comes to obviously Chad Gable and Dragon Lee's amazing too. When he came in, he was the same way. He had a lot of technical ability, and putting them two in the ring together is dope. But I don't think that they're on the same level, honestly, when it comes to what the star power they could be bringing in. But yeah, good match. Probably the best one of the night.
For sure.
Montana, what do you think? Do you think they're wasting Gable? Do you think he could be the next Kurt?
That I think that's what I kind of like about this whole podcast is I don't know much about wrestling, so I don't know much about Chad Gable, but you guys are saying he's wasted potential, so I'm gonna have to go with you on this one and say he's wasted potential right now. He has a lot that he can bring to the ring from what I've been hearing, and I think they need to capitalize on that. If you guys and the fans at home believe that he's a young Kurt Angle, then why not? Why not have him do some just super over the top, adrenaline pumped stunts and screaming into the freaking microphone or into the camera, into the microphone? Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah! Ugh! Yeah, dude. Bro, I'd be here for it. Why not? Okay.
Imagine Cole. Imagine Chad Gable with a mouthpiece in, screaming into the
I was
camera.
just about to say
I don't
that,
have
dude.
anything that looks like a
Give this man
mouthpiece
a
for
mouth.
me.
Give this man a mouthpiece.
I don't have
Just
anything around.
and obviously people are gonna hate on it, like, oh, they're just doing the Kurt Angle. Screw it, dude. Let him just do Kurt Angle's, stick. It works perfect for him.
Yeah,
I mean, wasn't Gable an Olympic wrestler too?
Yeah.
Just like Angle,
Yeah.
like.
Yep.
So it's like, why not just give this man a singlet, give him some cool ass theme music like Kurt had, and just have him, just let him be a beast, dude.
Yeah.
Let him come out there with that intensity, like that Kurt had, and let that be his shtick.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we transition to CM Punk addressing Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. CM Punk, another one that knows how to just absolutely electrify the crowd. He's a master behind the mic. I loved it. I can't wait to see that matchup. So CM Punk, been around for a long time. WWE superstar, and all in all, I think it was a great just segment in general. There wasn't too much to it, but I think it wasn't filler content for me. I definitely think it was much needed.
Yeah, I don't. I think it was just like how I don't know if you guys seen it. It's last week. Rollins gave a promo. I think it was the same thing. It was kind of like I'm mad. This is why I'm mad, and I'll see you guys at WrestleMania kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the one thing that did stand out to me and that made it a better promo, was him saying, "There's two guys here, obviously addressing Seth and Roman, that have personal beef and personal issues." But then him saying, "I'm not here for that. I'm here for business," and that him going to the Royal Rumble, not winning, Elimination Chamber, not winning, and then Seth and Roman being in his way is not getting him any closer to what he wants, which is obviously a title match. at WrestleMania. So I do like him addressing that and him addressing, hey, next week we have a in-person contract signing for this triple threat that's going down at WrestleMania, and he wants to go over the contract and see if this is going to get him any closer to what he wants, which is obviously, like I said, a title match. So that made me interested because then this triple threat can turn into something even bigger, like a title match either at this year's WrestleMania or a title match soon. Yeah, I don't know, but that's the only thing that got me actually intrigued with this promo was that. But it was a good promo. Like I said, it was just a Seth Rollins promo where he came out, I'm mad about this, mad about that. It was like a good promo for me.
Right.
Yeah. I enjoyed this segment. I really enjoyed Punk's promo. Honestly, I think this has been the best when it comes to what I've been saying this whole episode about the importance of like and my frustrations with like feeling like these feuds have not been really developed properly and like they're not really showing and they're not giving them to show like real intensity against each other and like really building up a rivalry with the writing and the storyline. This is the exception to that. This is how like uh, this is how their feuds need to feel like. This is what like and obviously it's a little bit different because they've had time because Seth and Punk have been doing their feud, their rivalry for a while now. They've had lots of matches. They've been going at it for a bit now. But God, they've done such a good job with, especially with Seth and Punk. I mean, I think that's been like one of the best rivalries all year. Um, of making you feel like, and partly because they do, I feel like really don't like each other and kind of maybe hate each other, like not even like kayfabe, but like real life stuff. But like they've done such a good job of like expressing that through their matches and their promos and like I was saying earlier, the big brawls that they're having by the ring where security's coming trying to break them up and they're just still fighting and stuff and the crowd's going crazy. Like they have done such a great job of making you feel the hatred that they have for each other and like just intensifying that dislike or whatever they have by like 100. Like you really feel like anytime you see them in the ring together throughout this entire rivalry they've been having between Punk and Seth and now Roman, it's like you just feel the animosity and like the hatred and like like I just want like whatever and like Punk doing the double curb stomp to Roman outside the ring at Royal Rumble. Like I don't know, dude. Like I've just really enjoyed this rivalry. I wish the other segments would kind of take note of this without copying it, of course. But like, I just wish these other feuds were having the same level of intensity that this one has. But I've really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Punk's segment. I give it a solid 9 out of 10 for sure.
For sure. For sure. All right. So to round off this episode, the very last match of the night, we get Braun Breaker and Penta ending in a disqualification because of Dom and Carlito, right? Is it Dom and Carlito? Is that who interfere at the
Don
very end?
Carlito and Finn Balor.
Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah, and Finn Balor's there too. So so I think that was a great match. Also, Penta really impressed me. I think that's the very first match I've ever seen with Penta in it. Because I don't watch a lot of WWE, so I'm getting into it. He really impressed me. Same for Braun Breaker. And again, like I stated earlier, and now I truly see the other two hosts' true colors being Dom Mysterio fans. I see your true colors now, guys. Like I said, do I think Liv Morgan and Dom Mysterio as two different like wrestlers? Yeah, pretty spot on. But together, it's too much for me. So Dom Mysterio, I think the interference was kind of unnecessary, uncalled for. But there was obviously some communication backstage whenever Dom approached Penta about joining the Judgment Day, and Penta didn't seem very interested in it. So, oh well, if we interfere and we maybe help against Braun, maybe Penta will swing a little bit more our way, costing his match. I don't see this going anywhere. And then obviously, it turned with Finn, Carlito, and Dom, beating up on Penta in the end. So let me know what you guys think on that match.
It was a good match. The match was amazing. Uh, Penta's awesome, man. Ever since he came into the WWE, he's been really good. I watched a little bit of his matches in Lucha Underground. That's where he came from. And man, if you guys ever have a chance to do it, I think you can look it up. Just look up Penta and Lucha Underground. His matches are crazy, wild, and when he came in, he was dope. It was really cool. I like him, just everything about him. Really, he feeds on the audience a lot. That's a good thing because you don't see it too much. Maybe with the bigger wrestlers you do, but not a lot with anybody else. You don't really see that. So it's nice seeing someone like him come in and then feed off the audience. And obviously, Braun Breaker, he's obviously the future. You get to just see it already. He's one of those that they're pushing to the moon. I guarantee as soon as he loses the Intercontinental Championship, he's gonna obviously go for one of the World Championships. So the match was awesome. I don't like the interference because if you're trying to get Penta in the Judgment Day, why would you interfere and cost him his championship title? Didn't make sense to me. Why would you do that? But yeah, I see it leading towards either like a triple threat or a fatal four way with these guys. But yeah, overall the match was really good. I liked it. Just the interference was kind of low, weird for me.
For sure. Coleman?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Enjoyed the match. That was a good match. I like Braun Breaker. I think he's cool. Definitely beast athlete. Again, kind of similar to Gable. Definitely like a clone of Goldberg. Honestly, like very just similar to Goldberg in style, but probably definitely better wrestler. I would say. I'm not a big Goldberg fan, but anyway, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a good match. I agree. I laughed because Stiff when he brought us off, I just thought it was funny. Like Dom was backstage being like, "Hey man, you should really join the Judgment Day. Like we can really help you." Blah blah blah. And then Dom just full on interferes in the match, costs him the title, and just starts beating up on Braun Breaker. Like I just thought that was so funny, but like it kind of fits Dom's character. Where he's just kind of a dummy, I guess. But yeah, I did laugh at that part of the segment too when that happened. I was like, this like what? Like I don't know. But yeah, Finn came out at the end, and I guess for the moment he's still aligned with Judgment Day. But it does seem like they're obviously gonna have some type of split where Finn turns on Dom. I don't know if he's gonna be like a face after that or what. Probably not. I imagine he'll still be a heel. But Finn, that's another without getting too much in a caveat there. Like we were saying earlier about wasted talent with Gable. I've enjoyed Finn's stuff with Judgment Day, but man, like Finn, that's another wasted talent. I mean, and it's sad with Finn because Finn's older too. I mean, Finn's in his 40s, I believe, and he probably doesn't have a lot longer in his career left. And they've really fumbled Finn bad over the years. So hopefully you know, before he leaves and eventually retires, I really hope we get another chance with Finn, in a main event scene, title run, something at some point, because he deserves it, man. I do. I really do like Finn a lot. I think he's really cool. Obviously, great, great wrestler. But anyway, yeah, I look forward to the match. I think it could be interesting. I do think Dom, if Dom does get put in an IC title match at WrestleMania, I think Dom needs to win. In my opinion, just because he's such a big heel, I just think he needs that heel title run with a strap at some point with a title. I think he's earned that. So we'll see what happens. But I enjoyed this segment. It was good.
All right, guys, and Stiff is going to kind of give us a rundown from last Friday night's SmackDown.
Alrighty, fellers. All right. So let's go ahead and rewind the clock a little bit. We're gonna go back to SmackDown in Italy. And so we start out with Randy Orton cutting a promo. Just talking about how his last week he got, or the week before he got kind of screwed over against Carmelo because Kevin Owens came out and didn't let him kick Carmelo Hayes in the head, which would have been awesome. KO comes out during this promo. He apologizes, which is it was a little weird for me, and then tells Randy that he wants to go on a tag team title run. Randy blew that completely out of the doors and not even happening. I want a match with you at WrestleMania. That set up the match at WrestleMania. It was cool, liked it. Randy's obviously one of the best on the mic. And then Kevin's was a little weird because he kind of wanted to make an apology over it, but it was whatever. You guys have anything on that? I don't know if you guys watched or
No, I
tuned
missed
in.
Friday Night SmackDown.
Okay, anything from you, Coleman?
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it either, unfortunately. So
Okay, cool. I'll just run through these. I'll give my opinion real quick. Then we had Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura tag team with each other against Jimmy Uso and Damian Priest. It was a okay match. Shinsuke is awesome as always. Another one of those wasted potentials. They just don't know how to book him right, which is crazy because he is over when he is booked right. It was an okay match. Usual thing happens. Faces get over. They get the dub. Priest hits the South of Heaven on Nakamura to get the win. And then Drew McIntyre attacks Priest in the end. A brutal attack. Made me actually want to see the match now. Can't wait for that. That's going to be a good one. After that, we get Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. We earlier in the show discovered that the winner of this actually gets a United States championship match. Whoever wins this, it was a good match. Obviously, it's a match we've seen a couple times already. I think this is the second or third time already we've seen this. Jacob Fatu is generational, man. He's another one of those where it's like he's gonna get pushed to the moon here eventually. Amazing man, amazing performer. And then it's weird. Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga come and interfere in the match. It's another one of those Dominic Mysterio kind of things where it's like, why are you interfering when your guy is trying to get the chance at a title? So that was a little weird. And then, but we do get the aftermath of that in the backstage segment where Jacob Fatu is very frustrated with Solo Sikoa and is destroying the backstage. I really hope this leads into him and Solo having a match eventually because that would be good. I would like that. Braun Strowman and Jacob match was okay. Wasn't too bad. It was like one of those mid matches. And then after that, we get Zelina Vega and Piper Niven. This is a winner gets closer to the U.S., the women's U.S. title match. They are trying to put Zelina Vega over, but they're not putting her up against the right opponents. For me, she was doing really good in this match, and then it was just a weird. I don't know if you guys seen that match where Jey Uso hit a supposed spear, but they called it on commentary as a crossbody. So Piper Niven's finisher is not a crossbody, and she hit Zelina Vega with the crossbody to get the win over her, which was if a lot of the WWE fans are kind of weird, kind of putting out weird vibes over that because that's not how it should have ended. That match was okay. It was a middle of the road SmackDown match. Liv Morgan versus Jade Cargill was an awesome match. That was a good women's match. I liked it. I just wish that Jade Cargill could have won that one, but nothing you can do about that. I do think that they're still building Jade Cargill and Naomi in that feud. They're probably gonna eventually have a match there. But yeah, Jade Cargill and Liv Morgan match was really good. And then we go to Los Garza and Street Profits. Street Profits come out to a new theme song, which is cool, but at the same time didn't get any pop, which is another thing that a lot of the people were saying, wow, that's kind of crazy. Street Profits just won the titles. They were over the week they won that. Crowd was going crazy for them. And here in Italy, they got no pop for that. The match was pretty damn cool. We got a top of the ropes. The highlight of the match was the top of the ropes toss down from Los Garzas on Montez Ford, where he landed on his feet and made one of the best short videos that WWE put out in the last probably month, which was pretty cool. Of him, his aura was off the charts on that one. Pretty good match though. Street Profits are always pretty cool. I do believe that Montez Ford needs a singles run here pretty soon. I love Angelo Dawkins, but Montez Ford is being wasted in a tag team as of now. And I believe that the final segment actually, okay, was the Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins confrontation between all of them. I don't know if you guys even seen any of that. Maybe you guys did.
I saw it on TikTok, or I saw bits of it on TikTok. I didn't see the whole promo or the whole segment.
Okay. You Coleman, you see any of it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Roman Reigns came out, spoke a few minutes about what's going on between him, Punk, and Rollins. He wants to basically let everybody know that, you know, he's not here to play any games. He wants to have this match at WrestleMania, and just going over the past month or two that's been going on with them. Then Rollins comes out to the ring. They have a back and forth. Rollins says that they're the ones that came into WWE together. They need to finish it together. That they need to add another chapter to their story, and that basically kind of alluding that he wanted to have a singles match with him until CM Punk came out. CM Punk comes out. He cuts a promo, letting which is one of the odd but interesting moments of the promo was him talking to Roman and his wise man Paul Heyman, saying, "Thank you for delivering your tribal chief on a silver platter to me tonight." And you could tell on Roman Reigns' face that he's very confused. He looks back at Paul Heyman and in a very confusing manner. And then that's when everybody starts brawling. They get into a big fight. Security comes out. They keep going back and forth. And yeah, they end the show on that one. The fight's good. They're building up to the WrestleMania match. Can't wait for that one. That was a really good one. I'm a big fan of all three of them. Can't wait for that. And that is the end of SmackDown.
And then thus concluded March 24th in Glasgow. So, guys, let us know in the comments down below. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rate Monday Night Raw in Glasgow? What would you rate on a scale from 1 to 10? Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button and the like button. I think we'll wrap up here, guys. So, I'm Monty.
I'm Okra.
Diff.
And we will see you guys next week for another episode of the Piledriver Podcast. Peace out.